What's going on, guys? Hope you're all having a great day. Yesterday I said I wasn't going to be uploading today. I was going to wait a couple days, but you guys killed it with the likes. Over 1,000 likes in like 15 hours, which is absolutely insane. So I'm going to go ahead and drop another video tonight. Thank you so much for the support in the last video. Thought you guys were going to be sleeping on the channel because of the few weeks and no uploading because of the move, but you guys killed it and I really appreciate it. Just wanted to put that out first. I'm very excited about today's video. Not only is it the very first upgrade in the new garage, which is something we've been waiting a long time for, but it's an upgrade I've had for about a week now. I got it about a week in the mail and I've been waiting for my internet to get set up, but as you guys know, I ended up canceling my appointment with CenturyLink, by the way, and I'm just going to use my phone again. It's going to take forever, but it's going to be worth it. The upgrade we have today, I think you all are going to be really excited for. I can't wait to show you guys. So let's just jump right into it. Today's upgrade is going to be all about protecting our turbocharger and getting a faster spool out of our turbo. It's going to be a PTP turbo blanket. Give you guys kind of a close-up of their little brochure that they send with it, and also like a thank you note for purchasing their item. Wait till you guys see the quality on this turbo blanket. It's really going to amaze you. It really amazed me. Just feeling it in person is just completely, I just don't even know how to explain it. Just a very good high quality. I'll show you guys here in a second. Just want to flip through this real quick. It's got all sorts of things you can get: spark plug loops, heat reflective sleeves, adhesive thermal barriers, starter heat shields, connector shields, fire sleeves. Today we got the exhaust wrap for the downpipe, which hopefully we're going to be able to get to with the downpipe on, but I do not know if we're going to have enough room to get the exhaust wrap on there today. But definitely the turbo blanket, and eventually I'm going to have to take that downpipe probably off the truck completely. I was looking at it a minute ago. Once I get the cold air intake off and get things out of the way, then we'll definitely be able to tell, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get to the exhaust downpipe wrap today. I was really hoping to, but when I got it and I started looking at it, you know, things are different when you actually go to do it than, you know, looking at it on a computer screen. So, but we're going to try to get to it, but if we don't get to it in today's video, we'll definitely get to that soon. As soon as I either get a new downpipe or get this downpipe off, because I do have it welded right now. Alright guys, so I just threw my gloves on real quick because you want to be careful handling this thing because it does have steel wire throughout it. It's very high quality stuff right here. Has like a lava, it's non-flammable, has like a lava fiber, which makes this really nice mesh look, very durable. Be sure you don't have any oils or anything on your gloves. I just got done washing these gloves just to be sure that there wasn't any residue left on them that's going to be flammable, because you definitely don't want flammable stuff on a non-flammable thing that's going over your turbo housing. So it's got you a nice logo right here on the top end of it. We could probably talk all day about these things and what they do and the science behind it. It's all been proven. I'm not going to go over the science of it. I've looked it up. I'm not smart enough to speak it and teach it, but I am smart enough to understand it and understand the science behind it. I do suggest if you want to go with one of these things, look it up. It's actually pretty amazing, the temperature changes and the temperature differences you can get with a turbo blanket. But pretty much the down and dirty on this thing is it's going to wrap over the exhaust housing. It's going to look something like this once you get it in there. The logo is going to be pointed to the battery side or the cold air intake side. It's going to keep the exhaust temperatures inside of the exhaust side of the turbocharger hot, which in turn is going to provide a faster spool, and also it's going to keep the turbocharger cooler, which you want colder intake and hotter exhaust temperatures. That's dumbed it down. That's what it comes down to, and it's also going to extremely decrease the temperatures inside the engine bay, which is going to be good for a mass amount of things, rubber boots, and you name it. There's different things inside the engine bay you just don't want to get hot because they'll deteriorate faster, and also this is going to protect your turbo. So that's kind of the down and dirty on why you want a turbo blanket, and I definitely suggest PTP blankets. They're probably the best manufacturer of these things. They're manufactured out of Texas, Austin, Texas, I believe, and they're just super high quality. You can read the reviews online. That's what I did, and I definitely suggest you go with PTP. They also have an Instagram page, which I will link down below, by the way, but this is the downpipe wrap that I got, and not much to say about it. You guys probably know how to use this already. Pretty much, if you are looking to put some, like I have a 5-inch diamond eye, it's aluminized steel, and it's a straight pipe that runs straight from the turbo out the end to a 7-inch tip. But if you're looking at doing the same thing, kind of straight piping your diesel that you just bought or something like that, or maybe you're getting a new downpipe for your new turbo, like I had to go to the HX40 downpipe since I got the Borg S362 SXE. But when I went to that, I had to get a new downpipe a couple months ago. You guys know about that, and I should have went ahead and grabbed this. I wish I would have, because it would have been so much easier to install, having everything out and then just throwing the downpipe on. So if you're looking at getting a straight pipe in the near future, I definitely suggest you go ahead and grab this. This is just as important as a turbo blanket. This stuff right here definitely decreases heat. So we're going to put this off to the side. I'm going to stop talking about this stuff. Also, I don't know if I mentioned it already, you're going to need the pliers to cut the chicken wire that's supplied by PTP. That's how you actually show you guys. That's how you actually, it's gonna sit in there like this, and that's how you're gonna close it down, is this wire that they provide you with. You're just gonna take your wire, wrap it around a few times. I'll do like 2 or 3 times probably, then get it around the other side, wrap it 2 or 3 times. I'll probably go ahead and preset it on the bottom ones. Then I'm gonna drop it in. Once I feed it in there, I'm gonna leave some wire sticking up so that I can grab it. I'm gonna leave enough excess to wrap this a few times. Then I'm just gonna clip it and shut it. What we're gonna be doing is taking the cold air intake off first. I'll kind of get the camera unmounted real quick. I'll take off these gloves and show you guys kind of what we're going to be doing as far as preparing for the job today. I do have a Banks cold air intake, and what we're going to be doing is just taking it off. Really easy. You guys know how to take a cold air intake off. I'm not really going to talk about that, but it's going to provide us with more room. I may even take the battery out just to provide a little bit more room, but that's definitely not needed. That's overkill, but I like to have room when I work on things. And pretty straightforward. There is the Speed T4 manifold. That's the exhaust side of the manifold, which is going to be wrapped. The turbocharger is going to stay the same. I do want to get this thing powder coated pretty soon. I'm still looking at different shops around here that do very well powder coating. And then of course the downpipe, which I wish we could be able to wrap today, but I don't think we're going to be able to get to it. But I'm going to set you guys up in the corner here on the stand, and then we're going to go ahead and jump right into this thing, guys. Alright, so now that we got a little bit more room, we have plenty enough room to go ahead and install our turbo blanket right here on the exhaust side. This is also a good time to inspect your turbo. Make sure it spins freely, make sure it's not build up, oils and things like that. I mean, it's good to have some build up on there, but just make sure nothing excess, nothing's in there, of course. It's just a very good time to do it. And by the way, if you were wondering my thoughts and my review on the BorgWarner S362 after a couple months of having it in here, this is the SXE line. I absolutely love it. It provides a lot of power. I've towed some decent weight with it. It does perform well. I haven't towed anything crazy, but when I do tow and when I do just everyday drive it, it does spool decently quickly. It is a mid to high range power turbo, but it does give me a little bit of spool. Also Speed T4, very good manifold, and I am in love with it as well. But I will set you guys up a little bit closer and we'll start to get this turbo blanket on. Not a bad idea to have is to test fit the new part before you go ahead and get it assembled and ready with the, the whole wire situation. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of seeing how it fits, seeing if I need to adjust anything before I go ahead and place it on there. But it's pretty self-explanatory. It just slides right on. No real explanation to it. And it actually fits very, very well. I'm gonna get a light and look at from this angle up here. And by the way, as I'm looking at this, I just want to let you guys know, I just got a text from my brother. And if you're not subscribed to him, be sure you do. He has been slacking so hard on his videos. Just trying to look at this. I think it's all gonna line up. But he just texted me. I don't want to tell you what he just got for his truck, but let's just say it's really, really, really nice. And he just texted me just now, so that's why I'm bringing it up as I'm checking on this. I was actually just talking to him. But yeah, I know I don't want to ruin it. It's pretty vague. There's so many things you can get for these trucks nowadays. This is gonna line up really good, actually. But it is going to look great. It's going to really improve the look of his truck. If you're not subscribed to him, I'll put his channel name in the bottom of the screen right now so you guys can follow him and subscribe to him on YouTube. I know he hasn't been making videos lately, but it's because he hasn't had his truck, which is not his fault. I can guarantee you that he is just as upset about not having his truck, of course, as anybody. But this is going to line up really good, actually. I'm just trying to see how long I got to make this chicken wire. I call it chicken wire, but it's just the wire that's provided. I'm going to have to make it a little bit longer on this side and a little shorter on this side. About probably 8 to 10 inches on this side, probably 12 to 16 inches on that side. So now that I got it test fitted and it looks good, I'm going to take this off, get my wire prepped, and then I'll check back in with you guys here in a second. Alright, so I just got the wire placed on here. PTP does a good job of supplying you with plenty enough wire so that if you do mess up on the first round, go at it, then you have enough to go ahead and fix your mistakes and recut some wire. But I think this is going to be the amount that we need, but we'll see here in a second.
thing fits pretty snug. I mean, it moves around a little bit, but I'm glad with the fitment for sure. Definitely fits on there right. I might have to take my gloves off. Grab that one. This back one I got pretty easily. I'm just gonna wrap it around. I wrapped the bottom end around with the wire about 5 or 6 times, which is kind of overkill. You probably don't need to wrap it that much, but just for a little extra insurance. I'm gonna do the same thing with the top, wrap it about 5 or 6 times. Just to make sure it's on there good, not gonna fly off or anything. And then in a couple days, it's a good idea to check this, just like any other upgrade or install. In a couple days, after a couple heat cycles, even though I doubt this thing is gonna move or change or have any discrepancies, but it's a good idea to go ahead and check those things that you do work on. This thing is not focusing on the turbo, this thing's focusing on me. I'm getting all up in the way of this camera shot. Try to get out of the way a little bit for you guys. This one I'm looking like I'm gonna have about 7 or 8 wrap rounds, which isn't a bad thing. There we are. Our turbo blanket install. We got our decal. I'll kind of take this camera off the mount and kind of show you guys what it looks like a little closer. We have our decal kind of pointed downwards. I'm gonna get everything put together real quick, guys, and then check back in with you in a minute, like the cold air intake, things like that. Got it on the ground, place the battery back in. Now I'll check back in with you guys here in a second. That is going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for making it to the end. If you have any questions, I will be having PTP's website in the description below, where you can check their website and see if you can get your question answered, or you can email their support team. As well, if you have any questions on my end that I can answer, feel free to leave a comment below. I always get to every single comment and respond to every single one of them. You guys know that. But I ordered last night a motovlog setup for the ATV, so hopefully we can get some vlogs as far as like showing you guys the trails over here in Alabama where I live. I got a recorder, audio recorder, I got a microphone, I already have the GoPro, the mount, and I also ordered a helmet so that I can kind of mount the GoPro to the helmet. Hopefully I can get that all situated. It should be here Wednesday. Hopefully Wednesday night I can sit down and look at it and get it all figured out so that I can start pumping out some videos for you guys. But I'm gonna stop blabbering on, I'm gonna go inside, edit this video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. I'ma throw that, I spread the wealth, I spread the wealth. Hey, look at all this money in the sky.